What's up, nerds? It's Mason, back with another collected editions haul. I got Omnibus, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, all that fun stuff to share with you guys. This is the stuff I picked up throughout October and at the tail end of September. And like always, most of these books I pick up on InStockTrades.com, where you go to get those fabulous discounts. Lots of good stuff to show off, so let's do it. First, which came out at the beginning of October, was Absolute Arkham Asylum. We got the 30th anniversary edition, a book that I held off on owning until the Absolute edition came out. I think it's a perfect way to own it. So here's the back. Got a nice slipcase. Yes. And of course, got that lovely ribbon that makes it all worth it. So that was a great reread for October. It's a good one sitting read. Love the artwork, love the story by Grant Morrison. I also read it like right after I saw the Joker too, so that was cool. The Joker movie kicked arse. Loved it. 10 out of 10, guys. Killed it. But yeah, if you're looking for the absolute way to own Arkham Asylum, here it is. Next, in the world of Batman, which came out at the end of October, was the glorious Batman New 52 Volume 1 Omnibus by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big boy. This omnibus collects Batman numbers 0 through 33, 23.2, and Batman Annual 1 and 2 from the New 52. This has been my most wanted omnibus, at the top of the list. When I started collecting omnibus in 2017, I'd still not read the New 52, and a lot of the veterans in the omnibus world was saying this will eventually be omnibus, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wait. So 2 years later, finally got it. I think it looks really good. Obviously, we know that the binding was not as good as we would like since it's glued. There is some gutter loss, but it didn't ruin it for me. You can still read the damn story. I think some people are whining about it a little bit too much, like they're not even gonna buy it because of it. I don't know, I mean, to me, you can still read the story, and then when you're done with the story, you close the book and you put it on your shelf and it looked great. So, and that's half the reason we buy Omnibus, for shelf porn, right? So anyway, so it didn't ruin it for me. Maybe they'll change their ways with the volume 2, who knows? But just cracked it open last night and loving it so far. Very happy to have it. Yeah, all right. Moving on to a couple Marvel books. This also came out at the beginning of October. It's the Mortal Holt, the oversized hardcover, volume 1, which collects Immortal Hulk 1 through 10 and Avengers 684. I don't read a lot of Hulk. I don't have any Hulk on my shelf really. It's just the only thing I read of him is when he appears in other books. I wouldn't say that I'm not interested in the character. I guess I've never really been drawn to it the way I am with other Marvel characters or characters in general. But this book is like one of the most hyped books of the year. You know, everybody loves it and says it's kind of like a horror book, and I love horror, so I thought it'd be a great way to jump in. So I waited for the oversized format for it, and I read it, and I'm a little disappointed. I feel like I didn't really take anything from it. I felt like once I was done reading it, I was like, what did I just read? Not that it was confusing, I don't know, it just wasn't hitting it for me, guys. I feel kind of shitty about it because everybody loves it so much, so maybe it was like so much overhyped in my mind that it just didn't work for me. I might possibly reread it again, so I am kind of on the fence on getting volume 2 when it comes out, I think in the spring. There was one thing that I liked in the book when they quoted Rocky, one of my favorite movie quotes of all time: "If he dies, he dies." So that was funny. But other than that, the book did not resonate with me, I guess. Man, everybody loves this book, and I was just like, what? Who cares? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Wasn't the one for me. Maybe Hulk is not for me. I don't know. but I'll keep it in my library just so I can say I have one Hulk book. We'll see. And then I picked up Deadpool, Volume 3 by Scotty Young. The little 4-issue trade here. This finishes off Scotty Young's run on Deadpool. I read this. This was just an easy, like, 20-25 minute read. I enjoyed it. Scotty's, really funny on Deadpool. One of the, best writers for Deadpool because he's just a funny writer in general. Deadpool definitely, he always calls him baby covers and stuff like that. So Deadpool, breaks that fourth wall and makes fun of Scotty a lot. And I like those jokes. Lots of, Game of Thrones and some Harry Potter references in there that tickled me a little bit. But it was a cool book. Had like a couple War of the Realms tie-ins. But sad to see him go, but for what he did for 15 issues was a lot of fun. And we'll see what Kelly Thompson brings in the next ongoing for Mr. Poole. All right. And then also at the beginning of October, I just want to pick something off my backlog. It was Bloodshot Reborn Deluxe Edition, number 2. So this was a pretty cool read. Just cool Bloodshot by Jeff Lemire. In this one, the drama is some random people are being infected by nanites, turning them into psychopaths. They can't handle the power of the nanites the way Bloodshot can, and it turns them into vicious killers. So Bloodshot has to track these people down and absorb their nanites. He also gets put on a deserted island, and there's 4 or 5 other like Bloodshot soldiers like him, only they're from like previous world wars, like World War II, Vietnam, and stuff like that. So he goes there and helps them escape the island. It's got some drama with his ex-girlfriend and stuff like that, being turned into a villain. But I enjoyed the read. We'll see what's next for Bloodshot. I'm kind of iffy on the new trailer they dropped. Vin Diesel doesn't really look like Bloodshot. He just looks like Vin Diesel, so that was kind of off-putting. I did like the nanite sequence that they showed. I thought that looked really, really cool. I'm sure I'll definitely check the movie out. And then when they had Jason David Frank all worked up as Bloodshot, he looked great. He looked perfect. So I'm kind of sad that didn't work out as far as a feature film. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the actual movie looks like. So yeah. More from Valiant. This came out near the end of October. I was really, really stoked to check it out. I got the Punk Mambo by Valiant trade paperback. This is written by Colin Bunn. Go punk yourself. So yeah, this collects Punk Mambo 1 through 5 along with Punk Mambo number 0. So Punk Mambo is in some Ninjak that I've read. I think she was in a couple of issues of Bloodshot Reborn. Just a cool, obviously punk rock, don't give a F chick with some special powers. So I liked seeing her appear in those books, so I thought I'd see what she's like on her own story. So excited to check that one out very soon. A couple more. These two I got at the end of September. Picked up the latest release of The Boys Omnibus. It's volume 4. Nice photo edition cover. Read this. It's always a quick and absolutely entertaining read from Garth Ennis. I think these editions are in like every one of my hauls now because they pump them out really quick. I think volume 5 comes out in a couple of weeks. Volume 6 is in January, and then that I think it just goes to 6. Yep, volume 4 of 6. So excellent read. Love The Boys. Probably maybe my favorite read of the year. I know it's not new comics, but so glad that I finally checked it out. Can't wait to check out the TV show. Definitely graphic, definitely X-rated, not for everybody, but I really dig it. Thank you, Garth Ennis. Sorry that you hate superheroes so much, but you do it so well. And then last, without the Omnibus Live, I never would have known about this book, and it was really cool to pick up. I'm glad that I did. Thank you for the recommendation. I picked up Murder Falcon by Daniel Warren Johnson. Basically, like, they had me at the synopsis that they gave. Basically, this kid, through his awesome guitar playing, he like summons this murder falcon karate guy, really cool guy, who through the power of his music, he powers the falcon to fight these evil monsters that are attacking the earth. So basically, with the power of music, they fight evil, and it's righteous. Along with his other bandmates, you know, they each play different instruments, so they have like different animals that they summon to fight these evil creatures. So this is Murder Falcon 1 through 8. I think that's the whole entire story. I would imagine so, with the way that it ends. But just such, you know, awesome, you know, very touching, heartwarming kind of story, because the main character goes through his own personal issues. I don't want to spoil it, but because you definitely have to check this out. It's cheap, you know, $11 or $12 trade. Great story. So glad that it was mentioned by the Omnibus Live. Yeah, touching and also very, very metal. Just a story that anybody could read. Loved it. Definitely a great stack of books that I got throughout October. Some good stuff coming out this month. I got my 30th birthday next Thursday, so the 14th that is. So we'll see what comes my way with that, and then also the glorious Black Friday. So usually I'm at the comic shop at like 4 or 5 in the morning waiting out for those deals. One of my favorite times of the year. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Shout out to all my watchers. Shout out Frank Fulci with those horror reviews and all y'all. All right, peace.